I listened to John Bolton, but he did not say what NATO should do instead. Obviously, it is a preempting Trump administration move, but it also sent a signal both to Ukraine and to Russia about the continuity of NATO commitment. And let's not forget, it is a commitment made apart from the United States by all the other allies. NATO has a lot at stake in its credibility about what is happening in Ukraine, and NATO must, like John Bolton said, the Trump re-election is a possibility, and NATO has to make call them contingency plans to continue to support Ukraine also in that scenario.
So NATO clearly worried about wavering American support for Kyiv, and as you say, its credibility is at stake. So if the organization does need to hedge against a second Trump presidency, then what does that look like, and will there be unanimous support for some of the changes that Stoltenberg is suggesting?
Well, yesterday, what Stoltenberg said is that political agreement on this 100 billion fund was reached. Political agreements means that details remain to be fixed. There are many details. How much obviously the contribution can be in kind or in money. Many countries will want to make sure that whatever they contribute to this fund does not duplicate what they do bilaterally. But this is the way ahead. The decision will be made at the Washington summit, NATO Washington summit in July. And what is important that no country, including some that would be difficult and might all Beatles songs say, "Don't ask me for a contribution," but they are prepared to let it. The program to let it go through.
Stefano, is NATO prepared to give Ukraine membership? That would seem like an obvious next step, perhaps obvious, clear concern to Russia as well, but that would feel like a next step here, no?
The answer is not now, and actually this proposal is a substitute for inviting NATO to join, invite Ukraine to join NATO at this summit. It is quite, the mantra here is that for Ukraine to join NATO, the war must first end. NATO cannot take a country that is actively at war. So this, from the Ukraine point of view, this is the second best to an invitation to membership.
Is Ukraine winning this thing, though? Analysts say it's not.
It's a tough fight. Ukraine. Obviously, there were many expectations about the Ukrainian counteroffensive in the summer. That failed, and now Ukraine is on the defensive. But if Ukraine continues to receive the support that has received from the West, from the US, and from the European allies, Ukraine can withstand the Russian offensive.